So this NFL season, the media darling more or less has been Lamar Jackson. Everybody's been amazed with his on-field performance, his off-field performance. People are just in love with this guy. He's breaking records left and right, and some people say he should be the league MVP this year. But I beg to differ. You see the title of this video. In this video, we're gonna break down why Lamar Jackson actually isn't the MVP and doesn't deserve to be the MVP. As always, before we dive into things, if you're new around here, feel free to like the video and subscribe to the channel. We post sports videos almost daily, and don't be afraid to get active in the comments. Alright, so Lamar Jackson, again, I'm a fan. Don't get me wrong, I'm a fan. He's been amazing. We know he broke Michael Vick's single-season rushing record for a quarterback. Some say he's a better athlete and thrower than Michael Vick. Like, honestly, to say the least, Lamar Jackson has been nothing short of just sensational, borderline amazing, just jaw-dropping, must-watch TV. And I think that's a lot or a big factor in why so many people think he is the MVP. I don't know why, but in most sports leagues, it seems like the MVP vote is kind of more so a popularity vote or just, I don't know, the guy that league wants to push, you know? In the NBA, we saw Giannis win MVP when Harden had arguably the greatest NBA regular season ever, and this year it seems like everybody wants Lamar Jackson to be the MVP, but is Lamar Jackson having the best season? Now, you can't really compare Lamar if he's having a better season to, I don't know, a wide receiver or something like that, because those guys just don't win MVP. The MVP goes to quarterbacks or running backs who just absolutely carry their teams, like LaDainian Tomlinson and Adrian Peterson. So it's pretty much a combo of, is Lamar Jackson the best QB in the league, the most valuable QB in the league to his team? And though I would say he's probably top 3 QBs, top 3 valuable QBs in the league, if you just look at the stats, he isn't the best QB in the league, and he definitely isn't the most valuable QB in the league, and here's why. We all know the QB position is a very dependent position, you know? Sometimes young QBs, which Lamar is, they're usually only as good as the team around him. You know, we saw a young Dak Prescott flourish because he had great players around him. We saw a young Carson Wentz flourish because he had great players around him. And then when those rosters kind of regressed and they were no longer just the best roster in the league, we saw those guys take a step back, and I guess almost just their production and how elite they have been looking. And at the very least, in the win column, it seemed like they just were winning less games, even if they were putting up the same numbers or even better numbers in Dak's case, and you can argue Wentz's case too. We still saw things just take a step back in terms of win. That's not true for every quarterback in the league though, and that's not true for the true MVP. The true MVP, who should be MVP this year, in my opinion, just based off wins, performance, record, it's Russell Wilson. Stat-wise, he has 4,019 total yards, 31 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, a 67 completion percentage rate. Compared to Lamar Jackson, he's passed for more yards, he does have less touchdowns, he's thrown less interceptions, and he has a higher completion percentage. Now, even though Russell Wilson is outperforming Lamar Jackson in some of those metrics, to me what stands out the most is the team around these two players. So the Seahawks right now are 11-3, and the Ravens right now are 12-2. But right now the Seahawks have the 28th ranked O-line. So pretty much the offensive line is terrible, and they have the 27th ranked defense. I know Pete Carroll, Seattle, they're known for their defense. They signed Jadeveon Clowney. How are they this bad? Trust me, they're this bad. The Ravens have the #1 ranked O-line, the #6 ranked defense, and the #1 ranked rushing attack. So pretty much the Ravens are playing with, I guess for lack of a better term, a loaded gun, a full clip, and they just need somebody to pull the trigger, and that's kind of what Lamar does. Like, everything is already in place. The team, the guys, like, everything's locked and loaded. It's hard for any team to lose. I don't care who your quarterback is. If you have a #6 defense and the #1 rushing attack by almost 50 plus yards a game, they average 200 yards a game. Now, I know Lamar is a big part of that, but nonetheless, it just makes playing quarterback extremely easy. And then another guy who you could put in this hunt, if the MVP race started week 7, Ryan Tannehill has been nothing short of amazing for the Tennessee Titans. Now, of course, that's not how the MVP vote works in the NFL, but nonetheless, man, if you just look at the stats, I honestly feel like Russell Wilson is the MVP this year. Now, I know some people are going to say, but the Ravens beat the Seahawks, so that means the Ravens are the better team and Lamar's the better quarterback. No. It means the Ravens were the better team that day, but even if you look back at that game, Lamar didn't do a lot that game. They kind of just relied on that #6 defense, and Russell Wilson accumulated more stats, but he threw the ball almost twice as much as Lamar Jackson, ended up throwing a touchdown and a pick for like 200 plus yards. I'm gonna wrap up the video there though. You guys can sound off in the comment section. I do not think Lamar Jackson is the MVP. If you think he's the MVP, I need a valid reason why. Because again, looking at the stats, looking at what's surrounded by him, you can put me at quarterback for the Ravens and we probably still win 10 games. We're gonna win 10 games, probably go 10-6, get a wild card berth for something crazy like that. So yeah, get active in the comments. Let me know what you think. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take it easy. Peace.